channel, TrainStation2. Alright, the first competition we got first. That's really surprising. The fact that we've entered Japan, I never expect such a result. So quite happy to share. It is still possible to get first as long as you have made some preparations. I think in the introduction video, in terms of this Lunar-based event, I've mentioned the importance of having the nails, saw blades, and copper. So that helps a lot generally in terms of items being requested. And in manufacturing those event items, these are also the critical subcomponents that will help to speed up in terms of your whole manufacturing process. Because imagine you're having to gather some iron, and then iron ore, make iron powder, and then after that you get a metal, also called steel, and then you mix them together and you get saw blades. And once you get the saw blades, then you add on to the formula in terms of manufacturing the event items. I think that will take a long while. So I think it's really important, if you get what I mean, having all those saw blades on standby as and when required. Just like copper, it takes half an hour to make, but if you have a long range of them all waiting at the factory for you at your disposal, then definitely that makes a huge difference. And of course, continuously you got to keep on making your event factory busy. I hope you have saved enough of 110 gems to expand your event factories to 4 slots, i.e. 2 additional ones, one at 30 plus 30 gems and another one plus 80 gems to get the 4th slot. So in total 110 gems was well spent. I think in just what I'm just trying to get is that 1000 event keys, 1000 event coins, pardon me, too excited on that. So 1000 event coins, legendary train, and the 4000 event keys, legendary train. So that will be my most important objective of this competition participation. The fact that we've entered Japan, gathering legendaries is almost so impossible. And needless to say, upgrading them will be an uphill task as well. That said, it's important that you keep on participating in main events. The small events, the mini events you call it, that's not necessary to participate. But for major events, if you could spare the time, go ahead and participate and just aim to get 2 legendaries if possible, if not at least 1. So that would actually help in terms of your current region that you are in. That current region is definitely a good backup when you move on to the next region, because whenever competition comes about, they always ask for the current region and the previous region. So imagine you build a strong fleet of many legendaries in the previous region because you've been participating and winning and collecting events legendaries. That would actually goes a long way when you fight the battle in the next region where you expect not to win at all, because but again, when there's jobs that ask for the previous region trains, then you already have a huge fleet with a huge high capacity, and that definitely makes a huge difference. I think that's the reason why I'm still able to get first in this competition itself. Alright, so that's it. I think moving forward, the second competitions, I always got to focus on this EP hit start. Please make sure you get 3 good jobs that give 3 good EP. Alright, so so we have unlocked the landing pads. That's something new. I think along the way, when you complete certain jobs, you progress and you unlock new I call it the raw materials, the event raw materials. So with that, definitely the challenge will go up. Then with that, you also got to think about, once you hit 100% of the event mapped, the demand in terms of the quantity of the items would also increase. So you are in a very difficult position as you move forward. There are definitely tips in terms of how to go about it. It's like, whether should I prolong the whole progress by moving slowly. Some people don't really play much in the first competition and then focus on the last, because they felt that people by the 4th competition may have really progressed 100% event map completion, and then they start playing hoping that then they have advantage of smaller quantities to deliver. Yes, there may be a strategy, but that is quite risky. The fact that you have given up hope or doing very slowly and not winning in the first 3 competitions, and you're only left with 3 more to fight and make sure you win, it is a high risk. I would say that let's spread the risk and put in your best effort in the first 3 competition instead, because they are the easiest. And when you have win at least, let's say, one first, you get 350 credited in terms of the event coins. You just need another 650. So you could get, if you're lucky, you get 2 second, I think 250, and then of course third, I think you get about 200 or so. Of course, you can get some fourth and fifth along the way. It all adds up, because totally you need to fight in all 6 battles, and all adds up just to 1000. I think that's great. So that's all we're aiming for. So that's what I mean by it's important to fight in the first 3 competitions, and then eventually you can slow down if you wish once you have hit 1000 event coins. But that's it. There are other rewards awaiting, thinking the fact that if you keep on working on the event keys, you can also unlock legendaries, epic, rare, and common of high capacity, awaiting the fact that you got to compare in terms of a capacity starting point. The legendary, for example, would have 40 capacity starting for a legendary event train, vis-a-vis 20 capacity if it's just a regent legendary. So if you do the comparison likewise for the epic, the rare, and the common, all this has a huge difference in terms of that context. If you have a huge fleet of event trains, all the way ranging from commons to legendary, you can imagine the benefit of that and the differentiation that's going to make when you fight against people with just having regent trains instead. Alright, so this is basically about train capacity, coming from the fact that there were strong high capacity trains from the events. It's important. The other thing you really got to work on, like I said, the EP head start, you got to keep the 3 jobs and not collect them until the start of the next competition, and you got to start late for sure. Once you're done with the 3 jobs and you think you have done enough, when it close to the start of the next competition, like an hour or half an hour before, you just got to shut off the game and not lock in for the next 12 hours. Alright, just make sure you do that, so you're starting late by 12 hours. Thinking that you do not touch the event map doesn't mean that you doesn't being registered for the competition, so make sure you do not touch the game for at least 12 hours. That's it. That are the important things you're going to do: EPA head start and starting late. And of course, if you could generate lots of those event items, keep them in the warehouse, dump away useless non-event items that you have stored in the warehouse as a waste of space. With that, then you will have a huge inventory of the event items at your disposal when the second competition starts itself. Okay, I'm going to try my luck in terms of spending those unions. Unfortunately, we are just getting duplicates of the common trains. No luck so far. I'm just going to see whether have we been able to hit the jackpot of a legendary, but definitely I think that's really tough. Even if we hit a rare, I think that is really a great start itself. But I mean, hitting common after common, I mean, in terms of spending keys likewise, it's difficult to hit anything above common, but that's how it works out as nowadays. The profit generation is so important to Pixar that it makes the games no longer as attractive at all. Alright, so this is rare indeed. Right, so with that almost done with all my spending. I got currency there, the dollar, but I'm not going to spend it right now in big boxes. I'll see how things pan out in terms of the rewards. This is good for keeping. We are ending the competition in a very short while, and I think I'm already having a good gap between myself and the second place. I'm quite comfortable with winning and confident of it, so I'm not going to spend any gems in this to complete the remaining jobs, but I'm just going to make sure I'm just going to complete them, and I'll probably generate 3 high EP returns. 31 seems a bit too low. Probably once I complete this, I will collect it as well. I'm hoping at least for 40 plus, and then with a couple of 40 plus, I think that gives a good 120 or 30 EP hit start. That's important. I think I'm going to keep this 62 if possible, unless I'm very fat fingers in terms of clicking it, unfortunately sometimes by accident. Otherwise, I think that's the end. I mean, with that, we have claimed first, and we got 350, and of course a special profile. I'm not going to touch on that, just going to click it off so that it doesn't have the exclamation mark and the headquarters. Santa Claus retains, and 818. Very good figure there. That is good gap. We have collected about 850 keys so far. I just need to work for another 3150, and I think I can claim 2 legendaries from there. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good rest before the next competition. Goodbye.